Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Mothering in Style. Happy New Year. Yes, I know it's really late to be saying that, and I think in the whole time that I've been on YouTube, this is possibly the longest hiatus I've taken, but it wasn't planned. I just started to feel really overwhelmed towards the end of last year. I had a lot of going on, like loads of content deadlines and a lot of family stuff happening, family coming to stay, and there was just a lot going on. So YouTube took a bit of a backseat, but I'm back, ready to hit the ground running. Okay, let's not exaggerate. I'm ready for 2023. Got lots of videos planned for you guys, and yeah, hope you've been having a great start to the year so far. So for those of you who are new here, my name's Adjoa. I love to create content about fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and a bit of motherhood thrown in as well. And for my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning into another video. You know how much I appreciate it. Let's get started. So in today's video, I want to share with you some of my favourite makeup products that I discovered last year, but also some of the techniques that I've learned more recently that I feel have really levelled up my makeup for 2023. I just think there's so many different... TikTok is a place for the girls to learn how to beat the face. Like, that is literally it, and that was not meant to rhyme, but that is it. I've learned so much on TikTok in terms of makeup, it's unreal, and I really feel like it's leveled up my makeup game and just my routine and all that type of thing. So I thought I would share some of those tips with you, and hopefully you'll learn something new or find a product that you would like to try. So first up is primer, the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I've heard people talk about this a lot, and I've never tried it, but I tried it. I think I bought this in the Black Friday sales, and I absolutely love it. So it's quite a thick consistency. What I like about this is it really leaves your skin with this kind of tacky feeling, which I feel like your makeup sticks to it better. I don't know the science behind that, but that's what I think happens. So in terms of routine changes, the first routine that I've really changed is my brow routine. I have done, I think on Instagram or TikTok, a video on how I now do my brows, but what I use is the Got2b Glue Brow Gel. Is it Got to? Yeah, Got2b. So the same one that you use for your hair, but they've come out with one for your brows and edges. I don't use it for my edges, but I do use it for my brows. And I really like this because it really kind of pulls out those hairs individually so that you can really spike them. I really coat my hairs in this straight after I prime my face. Then I just remove any excess from kind of around it. I use a spoolie for that, and bring the hairs down a little bit, but not much because I'm not working with a lot of brow. So I don't really want to take away the little that I've got. And then what I think is really key is flattening the brow down into the gel. This is something that I never used to do before. And I think you can, I see some people using some kind of flat tool, I don't know what it is. But I just use this, to be honest, which is just my brush. And I literally just flatten the hairs right into the gel, like that. Do you see the difference? And I find by doing that, they just stay in place better, and I don't know, I just think they look better. And then I just go in with my pencil. This is totally optional, but I just do this because I'm not very good at kind of carving out where my brow is. And then for the product of all products, this is one of my top finds. Was this at the end of the year? No, yeah, it was last year. This is the Lift and Snatch Brow Pen from NYX. This is a game changer. If you don't have this, you need it. And I don't say that about many things, but if you are a brow pen girly, this is the brow pen for you, because you know, I've shown in previous videos, if I can get this open, I've shown in previous videos that I love the Glossier Brow Flick. That's what I normally use to do my brows. But then I saw someone talking about this, I bought it. This is like 10 times better than Brow Flick. Like, I actually can't get over how good it is. Really good at getting really individual hair strokes, so that even though I don't have a lot of brow hairs, I can still achieve a very fluffy looking brow, which obviously is always the aim. You can see, even though it's super thin, like there's places where I've pressed a bit too heavily and it looks a bit too dark, things like that. Don't stress out about that. I then go back in with a spoolie and I just kind of brush it through more, and it makes them look that bit softer and blurs out any bits that were really, really harsh, to just make them look more natural. Like this one, I definitely did some bits that are too harsh. So I'll even shake it through like that and then just pull it through. And once I've concealed them and obviously done the rest of my makeup, they just come together really, really well. So this is how they're looking after I've concealed them. And I'm just really happy with them. I just think that they look really fluffy and natural, and that is really what I go for with my brows. So the next technique I've changed when doing my makeup is how I do my concealer. So I'm just going to powder my face down, which I've always done, as you know, because I just feel like it helps keep my face more matte. So what I do with my concealer now is I apply the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter to my face first. I just feel like this, I don't put it all over, but I just kind of put it around my eyes a little bit here, underneath my concealer. I don't really have an answer for you as to why, but I do feel like my concealer just applies a bit more seamlessly when I do this. So I kind of half blend it out, but not, just to make sure it's not too wet, but not all the way. And then I go in with my concealer. At the moment, I'm just really liking this combination of using the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer and also using, I kind of put that in the corners, and then also using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which is one of my favourite concealers as well. And I just think the combination of the two is really nice. I'm trying to really not use too much concealer and just use a small amount. I don't know if it's just getting older and being like in my mid-30s, but I want to look youthful. That's my focus when I'm doing my makeup. I want it to look natural and youthful. And I find that when less is more, basically. And when you use loads and loads of concealer, I don't really go for that super bright under eye anyway, but when you pack on a lot of concealer, I just feel like it can make your under eyes look really cakey, and that just ages you 100 years ago. It really does. So let's just keep it light and fresh. That's what I'm going for. So while I'm letting my concealer dry down, I'm gonna do my contour and front. So while I'm letting my concealer dry down, I'm going to do my contour or bronzer. I'm using the Fenty Matchstick in Espresso. I used to apply this to my face, and I've done that in a lot of videos before, but now I always apply it to my hand and I put the brush into it and then apply it to my face. I think this helps to warm it up. I always used to warm it up on my hand before I applied it, but it also just blends a bit more seamlessly than when you've got these harsh lines on your face that you're trying to blend out. But I use such a minimal amount, to be honest, because again, I just think less is more, and I prefer a more bronzed look than a heavily contoured look. So that's why when I'm using that Fenty Matchstick, I only use a tiny bit. For blush, I'm using the e.l.f. Putty Blush. This is the shade Tahiti, which is one of my favourites. One of my favourite blushes. It's a bit of an orangey blush. And I keep my blush quite high now. And also, the other thing, new technique that I learned on TikTok, is to really bring your blush like above your eyes and around here, like place it quite high on your face. And I don't know, I don't really know like what it is, but it just has a really nice, I think it looks more glow from within vibes than when it's just on your cheeks. It just looks like you've got this whole glow going on. And I like to really add to this element when my makeup's done. I kind of add more blush on then. That's my concealer all blended out, and for an extra little bit of brightness, I'm going in with the Juvia's Place concealer. I literally add the tiniest dot because this one's really bright and I don't want too much and it's quite full coverage. But whilst I'm just letting that sit for a little bit, my next favourite product from last year, from 2022, was the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturiser. And to be honest, the product that I actually really wanted to feature in this video was the Duo foundation, which I've said before, I absolutely love it. It's just it's my favourite foundation ever, and that was one. I don't know if it came out last year, but I discovered it last year. However, I've lost it, so I used it to do my sister's makeup over Christmas and at my parents' house, and then we have never seen it since that day. And I've literally looked everywhere. My mum's looked everywhere. Everyone has looked everywhere and it's nowhere to be found, so I need to go and get a new one. But I love both of them. I think this Rare Beauty, if you haven't tried it yet, it is worth the hype. And if you like a natural kind of look and finish, this is probably more used for me than the Duo. I use this, I don't wear makeup every day, so I hate saying every day, but if I'm just doing like a standard day makeup, then that is what I would reach for, the Rare Beauty. It is absolutely worth the hype. I will show you how I now set my under eye, and I just feel like this has made a huge difference to my makeup routine and has improved it so much. So the first thing that I do is go in and just make sure that there's nothing in my creases, just to double check, because otherwise you're actually setting the makeup in your creases. Then I go in with my Laura Mercier setting powder. This is in the shade Dark Deep, so it's more of, medium deep, sorry. So it's more of like my actual skin tone, and I just really gently put some of that on, like such a small amount, just to initially set that under eye. Next, using another one of my favourite products of 2022, and I'm pretty sure this didn't come out in 2022, I just discovered it then. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder. Easy Bake? Yeah, I think it's Easy Bake. This is called Baby Bake, but I think that's just because I bought the mini. I bought this in the Black Friday sales and just to try it, and this has changed everything for me. So I used to use Laura Mercier Honey as my brighter shade, but I switched to this, which is a much yellower powder to the to Honey from Laura Mercier, and I think it suits my undertone better, to be honest. And then also these triangular powder puffs, I've just dipped that in the powder. These triangular powder puffs from Amazon, game changer. If you haven't tried this, they were coming up all over my TikTok feed, but like a specific branded one. So much, I actually felt it was very aggressive, to be honest. It was very aggressive. But in the end, I thought, you know, I want to try that because it does look so much easier to apply, and it is. I just bought the ones from Amazon. I think, did I maybe pay £5 for two? And I think that was more expensive because I wanted to get them quicker. I think you can get them cheaper than that. And I go in with this to basically bake, but I don't leave it on for that long. But the way this helps you to get right in the corner and makes it so easy to apply, I don't think I will ever use anything else to set my under eye. And you see just like the colour of that powder, how yellow it is. I love that. I really love it. And I find this powder super mattifying, really smooths out and gives you that airbrushed finish. I absolutely love it. And then I don't leave it on for long, so I'm just gonna dust it off. And now, after I've dusted that off, my final step, which I feel like is the game-changing step of the whole technique, is to go in with a pressed powder. And normally I would just powder my whole face with a pressed powder once I finish doing my makeup. But now I use a small brush and I actually go particularly on that area, on my under eye. And I feel like, I don't know, this seems to seal it all in. And since I've been doing this, my under eyes haven't been creasing as quickly. Like, anyone who says that under eyes don't crease at all for like a 12-hour day I don't know what magic you're putting on your face, but that doesn't happen for me. But as long as it holds up for a long time, and if I need to freshen it up with this, because that would be what I'd have out with me during the day, then that's fine. But I found that this has given me the longest lasting under eye that I've ever had. And I've been doing a bit of research about kind of trends that are coming through makeup wise for 2023. And apparently matte skin is going to be back, which I find very interesting because I think we've been on the dewy train for a long time. For a very long time. And us oily girls, well, I'm not so much oily, but kind of combination, have been struggling with the dewy train. Well, I've just never been on it for that reason. But apparently matte skin is going to be back, and it's going to be all about soft matte finishes, which I really love because that's kind of more so what I go for anyway. I don't like a super matte finish, but a soft matte finish I can always get behind. So I'm bang on trend apparently. I've added some mascara and now I'm gonna do lashes. So the other change that I've made to my makeup that I've just accepted now, I'm not a full strip lash girl, and that's the truth. I have been wearing them over the years, like on and off with lashes, and I don't know what it is. I feel like I really like how they look on camera and when I'm filming, but in the day, if I was like out for a day or whatever, I just always feel like they're a bit much. So now I've gone back to wearing, because I used to wear these, individuals or kind of like half lashes. So these lashes I'm loving at the moment. These are the Ardell Naked Lashes. This is number 424. They're a really nice lash in that they're kind of double layered, so you get that fluffy look. And they're, you know, thinner out to being thicker, or shorter, sorry, out to being longer at the end, which is a bit more of a cat's eye look, which I really like. So these I've just been taking and cutting part of it off. I do know you can buy half lashes, but these are ones that I already have, so I'm just using those. Ignore the humongous scissors. I just think they look so much more natural. And then if I feel like it's not quite enough, I'll go in with the little individual knotted lashes, because I feel like they are just great for filling in any gaps. So that's that lash on. I'm just gonna go in with my tweezers and clamp it together a bit. But I just think it looks more natural. I don't know, you're probably thinking it doesn't look natural at all, but it definitely looks more natural. I don't feel like you can argue with that. Okay, those are the lashes. I really like them. Like I said, sometimes if I feel like there's a gap, I'll add in some individuals. Normally at the front here, I feel like to blend it, I need an individual lash, but I feel like these have gone on quite well, so I'm not gonna add anything. One thing that's not going anywhere in 2023 is my inner corner highlight. It's just not. I just love the way that it looks. I feel like it really completes my makeup. So that will be staying for me. The final product that I have to share with you, is it the final one? Is the Refi Lip Sculpt. Now, oh my gosh. I think it's gotten broken inside. There is no way that's all I've got left. Unless the twist. Okay, sorry guys. I think this twist has stopped. For some reason, it's not twisting up, but there's no way I could have used all of this. I've literally had it since Black Friday. I can't see if it's broken inside the lid. Oh, I think it's in the lid or something. I don't know. It's a very good dupe for Chestnut from MAC, but it comes with this setter that you can put on top and it literally keeps it on. I think it's meant to be for 8 hours. I haven't done a wear test to see if it's definitely 8, so I'm not gonna vouch for that, but it definitely keeps it on longer. So I think what I'm gonna do, because of this drama, is I'm gonna apply it over Chestnut just so that I can show you the effect. We'll see if it works. Hopefully it still works. So I'm just gonna line my lips with Chestnut. Oh, I'm gutted about that pencil. They're really expensive, you know. I think they're like, aren't they like £20? Which is why I waited for Black Friday. And and now it's broken. And to be honest, I can't tell if it's packaging or if it's me. I'm not sure, so I can't really say. But then the setter part of it is in the bottom here, and it's this kind of, I don't know what you call it, but it's like a nib, and it's a clear or almost whitish product, and you just apply it on top of the liner, and that is what keeps the liner in place. I've never trialed this with a different liner to the actual Refine liner, so we'll test it today. Okay, I've just left that on a little while. To be honest, it's probably only been about 20 seconds, but yeah. Oh, that's already got something on it though. Oh, you know what? It's not transferring. So maybe it does work for other liners, which is great. Yeah, it's not transferring. There's like this much transfer. So it works for other liners, so that was a good experiment to do. I'm just gonna complete it with my favorite lip combo of the year, which is this liner with Bad and Bare from MAC. Because I've used the setter, it's not blending the liner as much, but that's fine. And then I love using NYX Butter Gloss in, what is this shade? Lava Cake. I use that on top of the liner. Oh, I love this lip combo. And then finally, Maybelline Lifter Gloss, one of my favourite products of the year. On top, this is the shade Bronze. And that is my favourite nude lip combo of the year. I just think it looks great. It's a nice, juicy nude, which we love. The final product, I thought I was done, but I've forgotten one, is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is definitely on my favourite products that I discovered last year. Not sure when it came out again, but that is when I discovered it. And do you know what, this is a new, oh yeah. I feel like this is great at making, I always do that, making your products really have that staying power on your face. But also the other thing that I like, I have a mini one which I put in my handbag if I'm going out, and if you ever feel like, you know when your makeup just starts to look like it's sitting on top of your skin rather than it is your skin. Don't know if that makes sense. That separation can happen when you've had makeup on for a long time. This is really great at refreshing it. So I'll powder my face, I'll spray it down with this again, and it really refreshes your face, and just, it's just a great product, and it gives you a really flawless look. So 100% recommend. Everything that I've mentioned in the video and my top recommendations will be in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please do give me a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm will be my friend again. I will really appreciate it. And if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, then come on, you like the content, so just subscribe and join the family. I would love to see you in the next one. Take care, bye.